All my friends are coming over in like 20, 30 minutes. I'm having like a launch party for this website, web app I've been building called This Year for like the past 4 months. And even before that, I had like older ideas called Mimir Lane that I was working on for like 2 years, I think is when the first idea came. So I'm quite nervous. I have like a little presentation gonna be doing and recording, but I'm scared. All right, so today it launched This Year, which I'm calling a reimagined journaling, goal setting, and habit tracking experience. And first, I want to talk about like what is the vision? Why did I spend like a year of my life, more of it, working on this and not seeing my friends as much and saying no to things? I want to help humans become the best versions of themselves. So trying to have everybody figure out what it is they want to accomplish in their life, what they want to spend their time prioritizing, and help them actually do it. And to do so, I thought there's like four main things you need to do. The first is like when you get started, you do an onboarding experience where you're kind of guided through a bit of reflection of like what you did in the past year and what you're like most proud of and like what actually gave you the most meaning in life in the past year, and to explore like what the next year ahead might look like and what you might be able to get done in that time. So to do that, I think you have to set meaningful long-term goals, and maybe there's tools around you to help you figure out what those goals are. Then you have to create recurring habits around those goals. It's like in the book Atomic Habits. Instead of just setting a goal that's like I want to run a marathon, you might want to have habits that's like I am a runner, and having things that are more like orientated around the kind of person that you want to be. And then the fourth thing I think is intentional daily journaling, because when you're actually like being intentional about thinking about what's going on in your life and thinking through these things in an intentional way, you can figure out what things are going right and what you need to course correct in. So this whole thing has been a long journey. First there was Mimir Lane.
June 13th, 2023, and this is my first journal entry.
And it was very ugly, the first prototypes.
Go back to today, and you can see your previous journal entries.
And after that, I kind of gave up for a bit. So that was in June 2023. I worked on it for a little bit, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I'd have friends ask about it and be like, oh, I'm kind of working on it, kind of not, and I gave up. And then the idea for next year, I
6 hours ago, I had the idea for a
terrible hat, terrible outfit. And I was like at midnight.
Set some goals for the next year, figure out who you want to be a year from now, and
Yeah, that hurts.
And so I went and I bought nextyeari.com as the domain.
Yeah, so that was probably the quickest I actually like went from idea to working on it. And so like a little timeline from June 13th, it wasn't until 5 months later that that shitty kind of first prototype even existed. Didn't do anything for 10 months, then had the next year idea. And then from there, within a week, I actually had the first like onboarding thing, but that was now, what, 5 months ago, and I did nothing with it. And basically I was trying to chase perfection and kind of play whack-a-mole with all these millions of ideas and like variations and like things that I wanted to accomplish with it. And in doing so, never put it out there. And then I saw this YouTube video that popped up on my feed like within a day of it getting posted, by this guy Nathan Zed, who I used to watch years ago, covering how perfection died and how like this age of AI and social media, everyone's trying to create things for the algorithm and like tailor everything that they do towards maximum efficiency, and that it's not achievable and it's not worth it. So 3 days later, I finally posted it to thisyeari.com and planned this launch party to just put it out there and see what happens and actually have people hopefully start using it and get some actual feedback on what people want rather than me just having this never-ending list of things I'm working on and not creating it. So I'll do a quick live demo for it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve Jobs.
You want to take a picture of Max?
Okay, so here is the website. So if I log in up here, here's one password.
I like the disclaimer.
It's in the mode. And if you sign in, here we go. This is the original thing. And actually one thing that Kieran had asked me to add was the ability to go back. So back here, you can actually hit it and go back.
Nice.
Good
Good
And
job,
then
Kieran.
go back to the beginning. So you come through, I have this little orb thing that, that does things.
What's its name?
His name is Mimir. Call back to the original Mimir Lane idea.
And why is it Mimir?
And it is,
Who is Mimir?
How is Mimir?
he is the Nordic god of memory. So, very fitting.
Digital org.
Yeah, and it was Mimir Lane because my parents moved to Memory Lane. So,
Oh,
this will play back to that.
the street memory lane.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Bob, you live there.
I kind of zoned there for a minute. I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping.
So yeah, get started. And this was actually some feedback from our friend Ben, who there's kinds of two types of people who might come into this. So for someone like Ben or me, I might already be pretty in tune with my goals and like have ideas of what I want to accomplish. So you could kind of do a streamlined version where you have a goal and you kind of get right into setting it. But for most people, I think they don't really have an idea of that. So they might go through this I'm exploring what's possible path. And so to start, talks about what achievement are you most proud of in the past year. So for me, I might say I finally launched, type. I also made it so as you type, this Mimir orb kind of jiggles and does things, which I think is a little fun. I finally launched a website and web app called This Year, which is a personal, it's really hard to type, different thing, growth and goal setting experience. And you hit continue.
You don't crazy.
And so give me some feedback. So launching this year not only marks a major personal milestone, but also showcases your commitment to growth and the empowerment of yourself and others through thoughtful innovation. What important insight did you gain about yourself this past year? I learned that I really value creating things that other people can use. That's it. And especially enjoy seeing people use said things.
There's spell check.
There's not. Good idea though. So your passion for creating practical, meaningful tools that empower others is a beautiful reflection of your values, and it lights the way for inspiring continued growth and impact. What brings you the most gratitude when you reflect on your life? So for me, I really enjoy having memorable experiences with my friends and families. Family, for example, going to music festivals with my friends, or putting on a live visual show that my friends and strangers can enjoy. So far, so good with the live demo. So here's kind of the point where it has looked at like what my answers have been and has pre-selected what it thinks I might be most interested in, set a goal in, which it's saying its friends is the thing I'm like most interested in, which I think is pretty valid. So yeah, the way you cherish shared experiences, from grouping at music festivals to crafting live visuals for all, reflects a deep commitment to connection and creativity that truly enriches your life and the lives of those around you. Based on your reflections, friends, progress, and purpose seem most important to you. Would you like to explore friends first, or would you choose to focus on a different area? And so I can kind of select whatever. I think friends is a good one though.
Have you thought of an option for selecting multiple options?
I have. I was trying to keep it simple with this and try and like shorten the onboarding process as much as possible to get people into the app. And then you could always like go and set them for others. So this is like the reflection part now. How did your friendships evolve over the past year? I don't really have a good answer for this right now.
You and your roommates got really, really close.
Yes, I tried to be
Despite
more
this enormous apartment.
open to saying yes to spontaneous.
Really personal and fun.
Saying yes to spontaneous plans with my roommates and friends, and spent more time playing NBA 2K 25 with my roommates and losing to Kieran.
And come.
Losing Kieran Beauty Copper.
You got it.
Did you guys all go to U of I together?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry, this is-
They're humble with you next.
Your openness to spontaneous plans and engaging in playful competition highlights how shared experiences can deepen bonds, suggesting that setting intentional goals to regularly explore and expand mutually enjoyable activities with your friends can further enrich your relationships over time. How would you like to deepen and nurture your friendships in the coming year? I would like to call my friends that don't live in the same city as me more, and continue to be intentional with spending time on the kids.
So then the more you write in these like chat boxes, the better responses you'll get and like help.
Yeah, this one's a little different. So what you write here ends up being your goal, like
Right.
the first goal that's like populated. So here, your deep passion for creating meaningful experiences and tangible tools for connection reflects on your goal to strengthen friendships both locally and afar. By intentionally reaching out and planning activities, you're blending your strengths and innovation and empathy. It's a wonderful way to honor your appreciation for memorable moments and your love of shared experiences, reinforcing your commitment to both personal growth and the enrichment of others' lives. So here's the goal. By December 31st, 2025, I would like to call my friends that don't live in the same city as me more and continue to be intentional with spending time with my local friends. Here's 3 habits that it generated for me that I'll be able to like approve or reject in the next step. Schedule weekly check-in calls with 1 or 2 friends who live in different cities. Set a reminder to send a thoughtful message or digital invitation to friends when you have a new idea or event to share, and plan a monthly get-together or local activity with nearby friends. Here's some challenges. Balancing time between spontaneous plans and scheduled connections might feel rigid. Heard on that. Coordinating across different time zones and busy schedules can make it hard. Also heard. And I think this is a huge one. Feeling hesitant to initiate contact after periods of silence. I think that's a big one that, for me at least, is a barrier for like calling friends or, texting someone who might not have reached out to for a while. And this brings us into the actual goal. I might actually do light mode for, I don't know. All right, back to
I like
dark
it,
mode.
I like it.
It'll be a little easier to just see.
Yeah.
So there's 4 main areas here. Reflections is probably the least used one, but it's relevant coming in from the onboarding flow, where basically like the question that you were asked and your answer, all of those live here along with the category. So for gratitude, this is my answer about friends and family and that, and then you could see like a little AI response and like analysis. Same with discovery, achievement, all of that. And then here was like my 2025 reflection on friends, where, I'm talking about losing to Kieran and beating Connor in 2K25, and you could add a new one here as well. Same with the value, you could add one here. The like more useful things from like day to day is for the habits, and you can see here too, 3 habits to review. These are those 3 habits that were generated by the AI, and you can accept or reject them, or also edit it if I wanted to change what it said before I saved it. So in this case, I think this is a great one, so I'm going to accept it. And I can see it down here, it's one that I could mark as complete and see my completion stats on it. And then same with this one I like, and this one honestly doesn't sound too relevant, so I'm going to actually just reject this one. And just for the sake of this, I think this is kind of like a monthly get-together, so I'm going to mark this one as complete. And now I can see this would like light up green for all the different completion dates, and my longest streak right now is 1 day. You would kind of start off in the daily section, and here you would see like if you had a goal to do today or a habit, and you could click on this and it would like bring you to the tab, and whatever you have to do at the top would be there. I think largely it would just be doing your daily journal entry here. So good segue into this. This is kind of the format for journaling. So first is like, what is your highlight of the day? What are you most excited for? And so my answer there would be, I'm throwing a launch party for this year with my close friends. Gratitude, what do you think for today? For all of my friends and family who support me. Let go of trying to chase perfection. And then brain dump, I won't do this here, but generally this is where like anything I have on my mind, I'll try and force myself to write for like 5 minutes. Again, I'm not gonna sit and do a brain dump for 5 minutes, so that'll work. And then this is kind of what I just call like the task or like daily task section for just like the little odd and end things that pop up on a day. So like today, I don't think I have anything I need to do, but it might be like grab toothpaste or like whatever it is that's like a short-term thing that like pops up and I want to make sure I do it.
So this portion is separate from like your goal of hanging out with friends more. This is just like for you to journal
Yeah.
on. Okay.
Yeah. And so then here I can see like the details. I would come in here and like mark this as complete once I did it, and then I can uncomplete it and delete it. The nice thing, I can't show this, but like for any incomplete tasks I have here, when it's the next day and I'm doing my journal entry, it'll show all your uncompleted stuff, and so you can mark them as complete or like delete them then if it's no longer relevant, and it'll like carry it over and mark it as complete.
And then you can go back and look at all your previous journal entries.
So I
That's
could just add like Friday, I could just make a dummy one. And so here you can actually see, since we're making a new one, it brings this one over. So let's just say I mark it as complete. Here it is. And then you can see the formatting is a little different because I'm like, we're on the 4th, but it'll light up green for anything that you have for journal entries. You can see them here. The coolest thing I think is for the goals, I'm gonna set a progress for, let's say June 1st. And you can do like quick select here. So I'm gonna say, let's say 3 months from now. I want to have 100 monthly active users on this year. My goal setting and habit tracking web app. And then there's these two like kind of AI augmented features. So one is to have habits suggested for it. and the other is to have sub goals suggested. In doing this, I'm seeing that the formatting, this doesn't look clear, but that is on. And if I add this, it takes a little bit for it to kind of do it because it's doing it in the back end. But if I refresh, or I can even just go over a bit. So I have a habit to review. So it suggested this habit for me. Every week, identify one online community or forum relevant to goal setting and habit tracking, and actively share a useful tip or update about your web app, inviting feedback and encouraging signups. I like that one, so I'm going to accept it. And by now, the sub goal should probably be there. So yeah,
What happens if you reject it?
it just deletes it. Yeah. So here it added 4 sub goals for me.
Oh, wow.
The date is wrong, so I can fix that. But let's see, launch an initial user outreach campaign by running 2 targeted online ads. I don't like ads, so I'm gonna delete that one. Confirm deletion. Improve the onboarding process with user testing sessions. Should I keep that? Enhance user engagement. 5 one-on-one user interviews. Sure, and execute content and social media. I like that. And then here you can see some other like AI analysis on it. So it's telling me to focus on a consistent content marketing strategy and blogging that could help.
Max, what does it look like to edit one of the subsets?
So I could, type whatever here and change the date. So like 6 months from now. Formatting's a little off there, but I can hit save and then now it's this new one.
Does it prioritize it anyway for you, or just?
It's ordered by date,
Ah.
or like by due date. So whatever is, this is in the task, but yeah, it'll be that way. And then I think that is it.
What was the inspiration for you to do this in the first place?
I've been doing this like journal format in paper for a while, and I find that I never really go back and look at old journal entries unless I like happen to find a journal in my drawer, and then I look and I kind of forget about it. So I feel that by doing it digitally, especially now with having AI and large language models, having the digital representation is gonna be so much easier to feed it into these models to actually give me valuable insights or like reminders and like just suggestions on what to do in the future. And so I kind of needed a digital way to do that. And so if I wanted it for myself, I wanted to at least make it for everyone else. And the bigger thing was, since I had the idea originally for this around New Year's, I do this like physical thing called Year Compass, where you print out this free packet and it's like asking you like a million questions. It takes a couple hours to do it. But by it, it's like you have like a pretty good sense of like how your year was, what the future year holds. And I kind of wanted to have that onboarding flow be like a condensed version of that to help me kind of do it, but like tailored with AI. And then the like longer term goal with all of this is by having a place that has my like reflections, values, journal entries, and goals all in one place, it's really easy to feed that into, say, a weekly email that I get at the end of the week, highlighting what I did in the past week and like celebrating my wins, or like an email looking at what I have this month and like things to focus on. So yeah, kind of just like having it all in one place for me to use.
Cool.
And then go back to. Okay. So, why did I gather all of you here today? First, I'm an only child, and I'd like attention.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on, Max, we'll be back.
that already hammered up.
And he likes attention.
Thank you for asking in all of this. I won't say everything. The main reason is I want honest feedback, and I can force all of you to use it, but I can't force random internet people to use it without paying them money. and I don't have to pay you guys money. I just have to give you coffee and donuts. So this QR code has a Google form to put in pretty much just random feedback. It's pretty short, but it's like what features you want. I mean, I can just show it in it. I'll show it at the end. But yeah, so when you use your phone, I'll also just like send a link out to everybody. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. And I would also love it if you could share this on social media, in person, wherever. Just start telling people about it. Because yeah, I want people to start using it, and also want to make sure that this becomes a thing that people are excited to use and helps them like set better goals and improve themselves.
Is it anonymous?
The form is anonymous. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you want us to bookmark it in Chrome?
Yes, that would help. And yeah, so it's thisyeari.com. That's pretty much it.
And the app is on its way?
Yes, so I didn't want to sway the results of the spreadsheet, but I do have like a list of in the Google sheet I have a list of like what I'm thinking about working on next to like have people prioritize what I should be doing. But yeah, I guess the biggest thing for me is having an app version going to make people more likely to use it? And I think I already know the answer is yes. So I'll be working on that next. And I think I can probably get that out in like a month or two.
What other type of features do we expect from an app you don't have already?
So from the app, you could get push notifications. That's the biggest thing. Even right now, I'm forgetting to do it every day, and I created this. So yeah, having push notifications. The two biggest things that I'm looking for is for this thing that holds all my data to give me notifications and insights without me having a prompt for it. So for me, that's that weekly email I was talking about, or it could be a daily text if you have like this big goal coming up, and it could just be like whatever it is. Just these like little moments of like it notifying me randomly that could give a little bit of like serendipity in my day. Like, yeah, I know it's like an AI doing it, but if I get a text in the morning being like, hey, your goal that you've been working on for 2 years is working on this, good luck with it. That is still like a very nice thing to have. So like that could be through push notifications as well. I think too, just having it just be on your phone, it's much easier for doing like the habit tracking portion of it.
Max, if somebody discovers a glitch or, wants to add some feedback while they're using that, is there like a suggestion tab or anything?
You just email me,
Email.
or you can call me.
If I'm not using it, if one of my friends is using it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a.
Is there a way in the app you can make it where like I know like in the DoorDash app there's like if you take a screenshot for whatever reason it like assumes you have a bug and it's like hey tell us like a bug thing.
So I have like error tracking. So anytime there's like an actual error, I get an email. So I'm like proactive about fixing bugs. Like it'll be for a real bug, it'd be pretty hard for me. The bugs I'm more looking for would be like user interface bugs or like, hey, like this thing doesn't look right or something like that. But like here's the email.
I'm going to turn to service.
Good job.
Pretty soon after.
I also just want to say from the girlfriend back end, Max worked so hard on this app. It's like I could get emotional. It's so crazy to see someone create something so quickly. I was very inspired by him the last few months. Like even I feel like the first day that you got the idea, like the next morning he'd be like, "Oh, here's a little prototype for it," and he like stayed up till 3 a.m. Like he's been doing his full-time job with this, and I am not someone who creates things, but I like to make music and I like to do other things, and I think it's just been really cool to see someone in their grind, and it's inspiring me to work on things that I want to, and I'm gonna use the app to work on my thing. Good job.
All right, that's it.
That's my son.